And now it's time for development debates. We dig deeper into some of the questions shaping the future and present of China. Today, our debate topic is if the Chinese government should lower its requirement for foreigners to get a Chinese green card. A rising number of Chinese people are moving to foreign countries, such as America, and complaints are often heard about how hard it is to get permanent residency in the United States. The number of U.S. permanent residency certificates granted every year is about 1 million, but it actually sounds pretty good, especially compared to China. In China, the Foreign Permanent Residence Certificate is a card for foreigners who want permanent residency in China. The Chinese government started to release the certificates in 2004. Data shows the number granted in China is only about 248 annually. The number is far less than similar certificates in other countries. The Chinese government is now planning to lower the requirements for foreigners to apply for the permanent residency in China. The central government is doing this to try and attract more talent from foreign countries. The plan is supported by many Chinese economists and Chinese media sources. An article from China Youth Daily agrees that lowering the application requirements could attract more foreign talent. It says now that more than 800,000 foreigners have migrated to China by the end of 2013, but merely 5,000 of them have gotten permanent residency certificates in China. The article says the low figures will discourage foreigners from living and working in China. The article also pointed out that lowering the requirements for foreigners could also help them improve China's immigration law. It notes that China doesn't need to learn from other countries, like America or Canada, by allowing a huge number of foreigners in every year. But the current annual figures are small and bad for attracting foreign talents. The article says that when China lowers its requirements, it'll push the government to improve its immigration laws as a result. The article says that China should show its confidence and sincerity in welcoming more foreign talent to live and work in China. Lowering the requirement is a very direct way of welcoming foreigners. The article also suggested the Chinese government should improve its immigration laws and establish a well-developed immigration system. However, Chinese financial commentator Zhang Jie has a more narrow point of view on it. Zhang insists that China has its own reasons for setting strict requirements for foreigners. And their major reason for doing that is because China has a lot of people, and more people is not a good thing. Zhang thinks that easing the requirements will put more pressure on the environment and add to China's population. Zhang adds that if loosening the requirements, most foreigners will move to first-tier cities such as Beijing and Shanghai instead of other cities, and that will add to the population and thus the environment. Shanghai authorities released that over 1,000 foreigners in Shanghai got permanent residency certificates. Zhang was keen on pointing out this shows that foreigners prefer the big cities. Zhang says that the strict requirements mean that only top talents get permanent residency in China now. Zhang wants to weed out the others and only allow in those he considers to be the high-quality immigrants. But if the requirements are loosened up, then many other foreigners who don't fit the requirements will come to China as well. He seems to try and justify his complaint by saying that new laws will have to be made, and that making new laws takes time. China is far from the friendliest country for foreigners. There are many laws and visa problems that exclude foreigners from rights afforded to local citizens. But there are also advantages for those who learn how to navigate the terrain. And even those who do seem to have things figured out can run into serious problems because of an unpredictable system.